Today we are going to solve Cambridge Primary Checkpoint, October 2019, Paper 1. Question number 1. Insects are useful for flowers. We have here an insect and a flower. What's the insect doing to the flower? Circle the correct answer. Dispersing the flower, germinating the flower, making seeds for the flower, ولا pollinating the flower? The answer here is A. What do insects do? Great. Pollinating the flower. نفتكر كده pollination هو إيه؟ transfer of pollen grains from the male anther للفيميل stigma with the help of the insects. Pollinating the flower. Question 2. Some materials conduct electricity. Circle two materials. يبقى عايزني أعمل circle for two materials only. Conduct electricity يعني إيه؟ يعني بتعامل مع metals. هم اللي good conductors of electricity. هنا what two materials are metals يعني good conductors of electricity. We have copper, glass لأ, iron, paper لأ, plastic لأ, sand, wood لأ. يبقى copper and iron. Question number 3. For each, Hassan owns a motor car. For each material in the table, put a tick in the correct column to show if it's a solid or a liquid or a gas at room temperature. يبقى عندي different states of matter هنا. I should put a tick mark أقول له ده solid ولا liquid ولا gas. Of course, we have air. Air is what? Solid or liquid or gas? Air is a gas. Gasoline, liquid. Iron, solid. Plastic, solid. Rubber, solid. Okay, next question. Class 5 have a quiz about the Earth. Write down the answers to the questions. Earth's quiz. What's the name of the Earth's path around the Sun? We know that the Earth orbits the Sun. إيه هو اسم الباث؟ يعني عندي هنا الصن وعندي الأرث مثلا وفي حاجة هي ماشية فيها هنا ده اسمه ايه؟ Great. اسمه الأوربت. Next question. How many days does it take the Earth to go around the Sun once? To complete one revolution around the Sun. The Earth needs how many days? 1 year يعني 365 days. نخلي بالنا هو ما قاليش how many years قال how many days يبقى لازم أجاوب بالdays 365 days. Next question. The Earth is also moving on its axis, moving around itself. What word describes this movement of the Earth? Movement around itself اللي هي إيه؟ spinning. Great. Question number 5. Anastasia cooks potatoes in hot water. There is a cooking pot here, potato, water, and source of heat. She puts the cooking pot over a flame and heats the water for 25 minutes. يبقى she is heating the water. What happens to the water when it's boiling? When water is boiling, what happens to the water? The water changes into what? Changes into water vapor. حصل evaporation. يبقى what happens? The answer is it changes state from liquid to gas. الجاز اللي هو ايه؟ الwater vapor. Explain why boiling water is a reversible change. يعني ايه reversible change? Reversible change يعني you can get the water back. يعني from water to water vapor the process is evaporation. طب can I get back the water from the water vapor? Yes, by a process named condensation. يبقى boiling water is a reversible change because you can get back the water by changing from water vapor into water. يبقى the answer is the evaporated gas can be changed back into liquid water. Okay. Next question. Why cooking a potato is an irreversible change? يعني after I cook a potato, can I get back the raw potato? لا. يبقى cooking potato is an irreversible change because you cannot get back the raw potato again. يبقى answer is as it cannot become a raw potato again. Next question. Angelique makes a musical instrument using a rubber band and large sticks. She blows between the two large sticks. This makes a sound with a steady pitch. Angelique makes the musical instrument again. This time she uses shorter sticks and blows harder. يبقى كانت large sticks بقت shorter sticks. Complete the sentences. When she blows harder between the sticks, the sound is يبقى when she blows harder, what happens to the sound? The sound is great, louder. Louder means the volume increases. When she uses shorter sticks, what happens to the sound? Shorter sticks actually means I have here more number of waves per unit time. يعني the frequency increases. يبقى shorter sticks do what? They increase the number of waves. In other words, increase the frequency. In other words, increase the pitch. يبقى after using shorter sticks, the sound is higher pitch. Next question. The diagram shows some organs of the body. We have here different body organs. Let's review the organs together. A is pointing actually to the brain. هو مش طالب مني أعمل label بس we are reviewing together عشان يبقى سهل علينا to answer the question. B, lungs. C is the heart. D is the liver. E is the kidney. F, the small intestine. طيب. Let's answer the questions. Which letter is the liver? يبقى احنا عارفين which letter is the liver. Letter A. D. This is the liver. Which letter shows the organ that filters the blood? مين اللي بيعمل لي filtering to the blood? Great, the kidneys. يبقى the kidneys are responsible for filtering the blood. هم دول. We have two kidneys, دي ودي. يبقى which letter? Letter E. Explain why the body needs organ B to stay alive. إيه هو organ B عندي؟ Organ B عندي هو lungs. Why do we need organ B to stay alive? In organ B بيحصل exchange of gases. We get in oxygen to supply the cells with oxygen and we get rid of carbon dioxide. يبقى why do we need organ B? Because organ B does what? Because organ B gets oxygen into the body and removes carbon dioxide. يعني بيحصل في organ B ايه؟ exchange of gases. ممكن نكمل نقول and we need أو ممكن نقول the body needs oxygen to stay alive. In other words, we need oxygen for respiration. This question out of 2 marks يبقى لازم we have to mention 2 points. أول point قلنا exchange of gases, oxygen gets in and the carbon dioxide gets out, and we need oxygen to stay alive. In other words, for respiration. يبقى لو كتبنا كده ناخد الفول mark. Next question. The diagram shows a force meter. هنا عندي force meter. What type of force is it measuring? Circle the correct answer. عندي هنا picture للforce meter وعندي arrow بيوريني direction of the force. What type of force is it measuring? هل دي friction ولا push ولا twist ولا up thrust؟ دي ايه هنا؟ Great, this is push. طيب. The force meter points to 3. هنا الفاليو 3. طيب. The force is doubled. يعني هعمل ايه للفورس؟ يعني كانت 3 هعمل لها doubling. يعني times 2. يعني الريدنج بتاعت الفورس ميتر will come to which point? Great, it's 6. علشان هي كانت 3 we said it is double. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. What's the unit of force? مهم أوي unit of force هو الإيه؟ هو النيوتنز. In between brackets letter N. يبقى the unit to measure force in Newton. ومن السؤال ده we know that the force is measured using which device? The force meter. السؤال ده بيتكرر كتير. Next question. The picture shows the skeleton of a rabbit. يبقى عندي the rabbit. Which organ does part X of the skeleton protect? عندي X دي part of the skeleton اللي هي ايه actually؟ اللي هي السكال. طب which organ does the skull protect? Great, the skull protects the brain. نفهم السؤال كويس. احنا عايزين يقول لي which organ، ما قاليش which part of the skeleton is X، لا قال لي which organ does part X protect. يبقى نكتب البرين. What's the function of the organ that part X protects؟ دلوقتي عايز الfunction of A. In other words عايز الfunction of the brain. بيعمل ايه البرين؟ البرين controls the whole body. The brain يبقى it controls the whole body. Great. Next question. Complete these sentences. The skeleton protects, moves, and ايه التالتة بتاعتهم the body supports. يبقى السكيلتون عملت 3 حاجات: movement, protection للinternal organs و supporting للbody. To move the skeleton there are attached to the bones. ايه هو اللي attached للbones so you can move؟ Great, the muscles. Okay, next question. Oliver makes tea. He adds boiling water to the tea leaves. يبقى عندي boiling water added للtea leaves. A brown solution is made اللي هو الtea. Suggest why the boiling water becomes brown. يبقى حصل ايه هنا؟ Because the tea dissolved. Okay. يبقى ليه boiling water becomes brown؟ هنقول because the tea dissolved. الشاي داب. Oliver wants to keep the brown solution but separate it from the tea leaves. He uses sieving. Explain why sieving works. ليه sieving works؟ Actually sieving works علشان ايه؟ هنصفي الشاي. What will stay on the top of the sieve? The tea leaves. And what will go like inside our cup? هيبقى brown solution. يبقى why sieving works؟ ليه sieving هينجح؟ ليه أقدر أستخدم sieving to separate it from the tea leaves؟ علشان actually the tea leaves are too big to go through the sieve. يعني tea leaves will not go through the sieve, and what will go through it? Only the brown solution. يبقى why sieving works? Because the leaves or the tea leaves are too big to go through the sieve. ودي طريقة اللي بنصفي بيها الشاي، بنستخدم السيف. Suggest one other way to separate the brown solution from the tea leaves. ممكن أعمل إيه؟ هو هنا استخدم sieve. أوكي؟ طيب ممكن استخدم إيه تاني other way؟ Great! إحنا لو جبنا funnel مثلا وفلتر paper كده وحطينا البراون solution, what will stay on the top؟ برضو الإيه؟ التي leaves. يبقى ايه ال other way أو method to separate the tea leaves؟ ايه؟ الفلتration. Great. Next question. Rajiv grows 2 trays of plants. He puts one tray in the light. He puts the other tray in the dark. يبقى هنا عامل experiment and he puts one tray in the light وواحدة in the dark. طيب he looks at the trays of plants after 5 days. يبقى عدى 5 days. Describe 2 differences between the plants in the light and the plants in the dark. تعالوا نبص كده ونشوف ال differences في اللايت وفي الدارك. عندي actually more than one difference. أول حاجة إيه لو لاحظنا في اللايت؟ إن هنلاقي ال plants in the light they are straight. لكن in the dark they are إيه؟ واقعين كده drooping. أوكي؟ يبقى أول difference نقدر نلاحظه إن in the light إيه؟ the plants are straighter. لكن in the dark plants are a drooping. طيب the other difference عايزين هنا 2 differences. لو بصينا هنا هنلاقي هنا stronger هنا weaker. هنا leaves we have large leaves. On the other side we have smaller leaves. Okay? يبقى هنا the next difference here in the light there are large leaves. While in the dark there are smaller leaves. Okay? لو قال لي 3 differences يبقى third difference هيبقى هنا in the light هنلاقيهم stronger. Plants are stronger. In the dark plants are weaker. لكن enough the 2 differences. طيب. Why does Rajiv put more than one plant in each tray? Why did he put more than one plant in each tray? يعني زودت هنا ال number of plants ليه؟ To make actually his results more reliable. يبقى to make his experiment يعني more evidences قدامه يعني more plants يعني more evidences. يبقى to make his experiment more reliable. Why do plants need light? Very easy question. They need light to make food, to grow, to produce energy. Through which process? A process by which the plant makes its own food. The process is named photosynthesis. But why do plants need light? To make their own food by a process named photosynthesis. Okay, or in other words, why do they need their own food? To grow. Next question 12. It's possible to identify a substance from looking at its properties. Here are some properties of 6 substances. يبقى عندي 6 substances وعندي different properties. melting point, boiling point, is it magnetic or not, good conductor of heat or not. طيب. Which 2 substances could be steel? Choose from A to F. Could be steel. طب ايه properties عندي of steel؟ نبص كده. أول حاجة let's look at substance A مثلا. Substance A, melting point very high, boiling very high, it's magnetic, good conductor of heat. طيب يبقى ممكن تبقى steel ولا لأ؟ يبقى عندي A is an option. طيب let's go to B. Okay, B, melting point low, boiling point low, not magnetic, not a good conductor. يبقى لأ. طيب مين هنا تاني good conductor of heat ومagnetic وhigh melting وboiling point؟ لو بصينا only one here يبقى D. يبقى steel could be A أو D. Explain your answer. ليه قلت الكلام ده؟ علشان both are magnetic, both are good conductors of heat, and they have high melting and boiling points. ليه قلنا A or D؟ يبقى because both substances are magnetic or good conductors of heat and have high boiling and melting points. وكل دي properties of steel. One of the substances is water. Which substance from A to F؟ هنعرف ازاي ان هي water. نبص كده. water انهي substance؟ احنا عارفين melting point of water is 0 boiling point 100. مين هنا melting point 0 boiling point 100؟ عندي E. اوكي يبقى substance E هي الووتر. عرفنا ازاي ان melting point 0 boiling point 100. The temperature in a laboratory is 25 degrees Celsius. Which substance is a gas in this laboratory؟ ندور على substance تكون gas في اللابوراتوري وعندي temperature كام؟ 25 degrees Celsius. مين هنا substance اللي بتبقى gas at 25؟ يعني in other words substance عندها very very low boiling point. مين اللي عندها very low boiling point هنا؟ هنلاقي substance B. يعني at 25 substance B دي بتتحول إلى gas. يبقى lowest boiling point هنا هي دي substance B. Okay, next question. Substance D melts at 1535 degrees Celsius. What happens when a substance melts؟ يعني إيه melting؟ Melting يعني changing from which state to which state؟ Great, from solid to liquid. يبقى ده السؤال ده. يعني in other words what's mean by melting؟ يبقى it changes state from solid to liquid. يبقى كده خلصنا السؤال عن properties وال changes of states. Question 13. A cactus plant lives in the desert. This is cactus. The cactus plant has features which make it suited to live in the desert. طبعا عندها adaptation to live in the desert. They don't have leaves, so they lose less water. List 2 other features the cactus plant has. Explain how each feature makes the cactus plant suited to live in the desert. يعني الكاكتس عملت adaptations to be able to live in the desert. أول adaptation عندها إن they don't have leaves so they lose less water. طب عايزين 2 other adaptations features ونعمل explanation هي ساعدتها ازاي. طب نبص كده للكاكتس بلانت. لو بصينا هنلاقي في حاجة very characteristic للكاكتس. هنلاقي ايه الروتس مالهم. The roots actually are long roots and spread out. يعني لو بصينا للروتس هنلاقيهم long and spread out. يبقى الروتس هنا عندي long و spread out منتشرين. بيعمل ايه ده؟ It helps it to reach water أو to absorb more water and nutrients. يبقى دي أول feature. طيب تاني feature إيه؟ تاني feature هنا إحنا قلنا they don't have leaves. They have إيه؟ They have the spines. دي اسمها spines. Okay. What's the function of the spines? مهمة للspines. Actually spines they protect the cactus plant against the animals. يعني stop the animals from eating them. What else? What about the stem هنا؟ ايه اللي بيميز الستم في الكاكتس؟ الستم actually is a wide stem. يعني شكل الستم هنا wide. ليه؟ to actually store more water. يبقى let's write together the features and the explanation. أول feature قلنا long roots أو in other words spread out roots منتشرين. ليه؟ to be able to reach water and nutrients to absorb them. طب ايه الفيتشر التانية؟ عندها wide stem. بيعمل ايه الستام ده؟ to ايه؟ to store water. هو طالب مني بس two features ب two explanation. احنا ممكن لو حد تاني كتب feature قال مثلا ايه regarding الفيتشر قال they have spines الشوك. ايه هي ال explanation for having spines? To stop animals from eating them. From eating them. Okay. Next question. Class 6 investigate light. A hole is cut in a box. A flashlight torch is put inside the box. Different materials are put over the hole in the box. طيب. Predict what will happen if the material is opaque. ايه هي الاوباك material؟ الاوباك material اللي هو the material that prevents light from traveling through. يبقى if the material is opaque, I predict a light will not get out of the box for sure. يبقى لأن الأوباك doesn't let light to pass through. يبقى what will happen؟ يبقى I predict that light will not get out of the box. طيب which material is opaque؟ نبص على الماتيريالز. عندي glass ولا ice ولا water ولا wood. مين material من دول prevents light from traveling through؟ great الwood. يعني لو حطينا هنا piece of wood اوكي وقفلنا الهول بتاع البوكس will the light pass through؟ لا the light will not get out of the box. Next question. Look at the diagrams of 4 electrical circuits. عندي 4 electrical circuits. How many electrical circuits will work؟ علشان السيركت تشتغل هتبقى complete circle وتبقى closed. نبص للسيركت الأول ولا لا it's open هنا. لا it will not work. طب التانية هنا will it work؟ the switch is closed. عندها الباتري وعندها اللامب it will work. طيب the next one will work. لا it's open. هنا في حاجة ناقصة. طيب the next one هنا السيركت دي برضو ايه السيركت دي open يبقى لا. طيب يبقى how many circuits will work؟ عندي واحدة بس اللي هي ال closed circuit الوحيدة. طيب Draw the electrical symbol for a motor in the space below. ايه هو السيمبل بتاع الموتور؟ M inside a circle. هو ده الموتور. Okay. Next question. Yuri investigates how much salt dissolves in water. He predicts that the hotter the water, the more salt will dissolve. يعني المية كل ما هتكون سخنة يبقى more salt will dissolve. Here are his results. وده يعتبر آخر سؤال في الإكزام. طيب عندي temperature of water in degrees Celsius، عندي mass of salt dissolved. Okay, Yuri forgets to put the unit for mass in the table. التيبل هنا ناقص اليونت، هو قال هنا temperature in degrees Celsius، ده اليونت بتاع temperature. طب اليونت of mass ايه؟ Great, unit of mass is grams. يبقى grams. Okay. Yuri uses 100 cubic centimeter of water for each temperature of water. يعني ده الفوليوم اللي هيستخدمه of water. Explain why. هنا عندي temperature different. mass of salt dissolved different. يبقى أنا ثبت هنا الفوليوم of water ليه؟ Great, to make the experiment a fair test. ما ينفعش أستخدم different volumes وأعمل comparison. يبقى I should use the same volume of water in all the experiments. يبقى to make the experiment fair. Yuri's friend suggests he repeat the experiment. Why is this a sensible suggestion? هو قال له why don't you repeat the results? Yes, better to repeat the result ليه؟ To check the results out to increase the reliability of the results. يبقى why this is a sensible suggestion, so he can check his results, or in other words, to increase reliability. Great. Next question. Yuri predicted that the hotter the water, the more salt would dissolve. Do Yuri's results agree with his prediction? نبص كده على results. هنا temperature increases. What happened to the amount of salt dissolved? Actually, it increases. يبقى is he correct? Yes, he is correct according to his results. طب explain your answer using information from the results table. هنبص للتable ونشوف. قلنا when the water's temperature increases, what happens? The mass of the salt dissolved increases as well. يبقى his prediction is correct. يبقى as when the waters when the temperature of water increases, the mass of salt dissolved increases. دي زادت ده زاد. يبقى his prediction is correct. Yuri decides to present his results, which would be the best way. Circle the correct answer. If we want to track any changes, what is the most suitable representation for your results? احنا عارفين ايه اللاين جراف. علشان اللاين جراف ده بيستخدم to track the changes. يعني عندي هنا temperature بتتغير وهنلاقي mass of the salt dissolved بيتغير. لكن pie chart لأ، عشان usually it shows percentage. bar chart برضو مش هتنفع علشان بعمل عندي comparing the different categories والليبل diagram برضو it doesn't make any sense. يبقى to present the results of any changes you want to track. Okay, you use the line graph. وبكده يبقى خلصنا الإكزام. I hope it was beneficial for you. Thank you so much.